Welcome back. So it's the GameChanger here. This is my boy Andy. I haven't cut Andy in a while. And Andy's getting a drop fade. Few things we're gonna talk about. So in this tutorial, it's gonna be more like a memoir. I'm gonna give you a few notes. Not gonna do as much talking, but I'm gonna talk about a few specific things quite a bit. So if you can, as you can see, my boy Andy is thinning in the middle. He's kind of balding. It's hereditary. I just think it happened over time. He's actually really young. It could just run in his family. So we're gonna, but you can't tell a client that. They just want you to make them look good, right? And that's my job. Like, he's a great client, so my job is to make sure that spot blends in as much as possible. So Andy's gonna drop fade with the 1.5 on top. Now, how can I blend this spot? And also, we're gonna talk about how to lay hair down that hasn't been cut in a while. So first thing right off the back, usually when I cut the hair down, I'll use my Andy Super ZR, which is my rotary motor clippers, the ones that you can change the head off, and they're really strong. But those cut very sharp and they cut off a lot of hair at one time. And since I have to play with the top of his head, meaning I have to make this blend, I'm going to use my Walls Magic Clip. Why? Because on this 1.5, it's a plastic 1.5, and this clipper has a lever on the side, which means I can adjust it. I can do a low 1.5, which means the lever is all the way closed, or I can do a higher 1.5 with the lever open on the side. Now, with that area, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave the lever open, and not only am I gonna leave the lever open, but I also barely tap the top. Now, with the illusion of making the hair look longer than it really is, which is what I have to do in that spot. Now I'll come back, as you can see, around that area, I'm gonna use a 1.5 on the rest. See how I'm not touching that area with it? I just go around. So everything else will get hit with that metal 1.5 on those clippers, which is my Andy Super ZR. But that middle spot gets hit. See how it's a little longer? That middle spot will get hit with the plastic 1.5. So it's a little bit of illusion that we'll play. Now also debulk with my razor. I'll show you me doing that a little bit. So no, I'm not God, right? But I'm a barber and I'm a craftsman. And there are ways to make the illusion of the hair being thicker than what it is, right? And a few ways we do that is by making the hair lay down, right? Leaving the hair that's in that spot, that's in the thin area, a little thicker than the hair on the sides. Now, I've seen to where if you leave too much hair in that spot, then you can be able to tell because it's still poofy and it stands up. So you don't want to make it too much longer. You want to debulk the surrounding area of that thin spot. What I mean, right? Right around where the hair is balding, that little circumference around it, that little area, you debulk it. So what happens is actually that bald area is fading out and not so much going from thin spot, thick spot. It can go from thin spot, thicker. Now you're creating the illusion. I hope that makes sense what I'm saying. Like I said, I'm skipping some steps in this haircut just to break down what I'm doing with that. Another thing that we're going to talk about is, like I said, he hasn't had a haircut in a while on the top. So what are you doing when you put that warm rag on? Well, when I put the warm rag and hot lather on, what I'm doing is when the hair is wet, preferably hot and wet, right? You open the outer layer of that hair shaft, which is the hair. It soaks up the material. Our product does, whether it be lather, gel, wave grease, whatever, it's manipulating the hair, right? So when I can manipulate the scalp to put a weighted product like a gel or a hot lather, which lays the hair down, I'm retraining the hair. When a client hasn't had a haircut in a while, their hair wants to stand up. The curls start to grow out. Especially on over curly hair, our hair curls up and out, up and out, up and out. So now I'm telling that hair that's been growing up and out for so long to lay down. And it's like, hell no, I'm not gonna lay down. Well, let me help coax you or manipulate you to do what I want you to do. All right, that's a little rundown of that. Back to what we're doing now. So drop fade. Andy has a few ridges in his head in the back area right here that I'll work around. The reason why ridges are important because if you fade the ridge the same way that you fade a flat area of the skin or the head, it'll look like it's a little bulky there. So I stretch the skin, I manipulate those areas a little more. I hope that makes sense. So the ridge areas get faded a little differently because they're angled a little differently. They protrude from the skin, right? It's like a valley or a mountain. Okay, and my offhand, which is the hand that's on top of his head, the reason why it's on top of his head is so I can stretch the skin, right? Whenever I'm doing a drop fade, I don't have a lot of area to fade, so I create more workspace by stretching the skin. Yeah, and that's why I'm doing that. And if you look at my hands, right, like look at my hands, they're very loose, right? I have a very loose hand placement. I say it in all my videos. You don't have to be aggressive with when you grab the clippers. Don't choke them, just hold them and let them stroke. If I can give any advice to a young barber or any barber, right? If you work on your stroke patterns, how flexible is your wrist, how smooth is your wrist stroke, that'll make you so much better. Look at my wrist, right? It's my thumb is on top, the other fingers fall in line behind. I comb, and I'm just stroking with my wrist. Now what I'm doing is debulking. Debulking is when I'm not so much fading their hair, but I'm thinning out that area right up in there where I'm showing you. I'm thinning that area out so that way, when it's time for me to actually blend these two sections together, my primary and my secondary section, it'll be much easier. It's much harder to blend together thick and bulky hair to thin hair. So what I do is I create a system to where I go from no hair to light to light to lighter to thicker to thicker to thicker to thick to thick to thick to thick. That's what debulking is. I'm hoping this is all making sense. Like I said, I'm freestyling this and I'm just pointing out certain things in this haircut. You guys, so that's what I'm doing. I'm debulking. Right now I have a 1.5 guard on. Then I put my 1 guard on. Then I'll use my no guard with my Babulous FX. And see, my debulking can go as high as I need it to go. And the higher I go, the more I open that guard up. The lever on the side, and the lighter I am on the clipper, because the lighter my pressure, the less hair I take off. All right. So if you see when I debulk that primary section, I left a little hair, so I'll come back right now and just tap that because that's a very important section. All right. You all watch, and I'll be back when I find a few more things to point out. Like I said, right now I'm just freestyling. I'm just pointing out little details, little nuances in cutting hair that are very important, right? Because this is all just a system. No matter what haircut you do, no matter what transformation you have to do, first off, you never panic. You never worry. It's not too many situations you can get yourself in that you can't get yourself out of. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you just gap somebody and scalp them, you can always fix something. You might have to take that fade a little higher or debulk a little bit more here. You know what I'm saying? So don't ever get paranoid. This is to the young barbers. Don't ever get too nervous, right? Because when you're too nervous, you overthink and then you can't think. But if you say, you know what, I can get my way out of this, let me just readjust, reassess, reanalyze, and go from there. All right, remember, I'm never using my brush, only using my comb. See y'all soon. It was sooner than we thought. So, even then when you see me go against the grain like this, what I'm doing is still debulking. Now I reverse and I'm debulking again. It's a lot. I do more debulking than anything else. So that way when it is time for me to fade, it's easy, it's cake, right? Don't rush the process. You're also gonna see me take this one and go to that thin spot and start to debulk that area. This is me starting the process of blending that section in with the surrounding hair. All right? I won't show both sides from this haircut because when I shot this video, it was early in the morning and I had an extreme shadow, as you can see when I was cutting the hair down. So you can't even really see the other side that good, but you will get all you need to know from watching me cut this side. He has some thinner spots on his edge up, but I was showing you a thick patch just now on his edge, and what I'm doing is spot checking. So as I debulk, which is what I'm doing now, I spot check. Spot check means a small area might be a little more, a little less thicker or thin than another area. So I'll spot check, meaning I'll hit that area directly, purposely. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, let me know in the comments and I'll reiterate that in another haircut. All right, let's see what we got next. What am I doing? Still some debulking here. I know in a second here I'm about to go to this top and just tap it. But see how it looks right here, boom. I'm just tapping. I'm hitting around that spot. It's very important. See, because It's not so much that his hair is really thin there. It's just everything around it grows much thicker than the hair in the center of that thin spot. And if I can create the illusion that it all pretty much grows similar to the same density, then I'll achieve the look. Like when this cut is done, you're gonna be like, oh damn, he had a thin spot like that. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all watch. I'll be back. Okay, here we go. Gold FX. Now, no guard. But you know what? When you don't even really need a guard when you're blending these two sections, but it's just about the wrist. If you just have great wrist work, like, and that comes over time, repetitiveness, right? Like if you play in the NBA or if you play basketball, the more you shoot, the better your shot is. You know what I'm saying? You shoot 1,000 jumpers a day, that jumper gonna get wet before you know it. So if you work on your wrist movement and stroking the clipper from your wrist and not from your shoulder, your wrist work will get much, much smoother. It comes in time. Like, do you all see how this is coming together? You can pause this here, take a screenshot actually, and then go back to the beginning of the haircut and see how it's starting to blend smooth. Take your time. Techniques, all right? You all watch, and I'll be back when it's time for the edge up. Just watch me versus listening to me. Just watch me. let me learn you something real quick, right? Let me learn you something. Let me teach you something real quick. All jokes aside. This is where the professional barber, this is where the client leaves the shop looking like they just got a fresh ass fucking cut, right? Like, you can cut somebody good, but they still look fuzzy when they leave. But this is the overall total package. This is the creme de la creme, right? The finishing touches. I didn't have any hot leather ready, so I took gel. I applied quite a bit of it. Then I put the warm rag to lay the hair down to give it that look. Oh, see me right here? See what I'm doing? This is me debulking that thin spot so that it blends in. See how I lift and go? So I'm fading the thin spot out. You see what I'm saying? Now I'm edging them. But see, listen, this is the difference between professional and everybody else. Greatness and everybody else. Good and everybody else. Little details. I'm not, look at my razor. I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you edge up tips. I'm not gonna teach too much. I'm tipping. I'm gonna give you tips, all right? That's what she said, the tip. Okay, stop. Seriously though. See how when I use the razor, I'm light. I'm not too aggressive. I'm light. I'm tapping. I'm finding where the edge up, where the hair grows thickest. I'm getting all that access to you like I'm getting just gel, but I'm getting all that little micro hair off his forehead, right? It's a final look because you're not gonna know why his edge up is so clean, but I'm gonna know his forehead is clean. No hairs on his forehead. The edge up is sharp as possible. Like little details like that, little nuances like that, make the final look like, damn, I don't know why his shit glowing like that. But it's something that his barber or her barber did to make it look so damn sharp. I'm stretching the skin from the top and the bottom because I want to tighten up my workspace. When you tighten up your workspace, now the razor glides easier, so you don't have to apply so much pressure, so you don't leave them razor burn. You see what I'm saying? Like little things like that. Don't say I ain't teach. Don't say I ain't give you nothing. And right here, only on the edges on the temple, I'm taking the razor and I'm cleaning that fade out. Why not all the way around? Because I don't have to. If the tips of the temple is right, then the illusion of the whole fade being as sharp. All right? I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope y'all enjoyed the tips I gave. You know what I'm saying? I tried to really help out. Then I go back and after I edge them with the razor, I let the hairs that hang over, and I hit them. I clip them with my clippers. This is more like a tip video. I taught a little something, but I really hope y'all got something. If you learned something from this video, let me know. I'm dropping another video in a few days. I'm actually I'm gonna teach you how to do a mean ass hot taper. I'm talking about a mean hot taper. All right, stick around. I'm about to show you how you came in and how you left out. Appreciate y'all. Keep watching. I'm still working. Make sure y'all look at how nice and neat this cut is at the end. GameChanger out.